Okay, just found out this afternoon that the nursing home that my dad is in is ending their Medicaid contracts. And he has until September 15th to figure out what to do.
My dad lives in a nursing home, and by now I'm sure you've seen the video circulating about the woman who's really concerned because her dad is getting kicked out of his nursing home due to Medicare. And this is just the anticipatory changes that the big, beautiful bill is putting into place.
Yep. Them nursing homes finna not take Medicaid, so y'all better get them rooms ready for Mima and Pawpaw. Yeah, combine them kids' room. Get rid of the den, man cave, whatever y'all got, scoot it over, because Mima and Pawpaw is coming to the crib.
Hi guys, my name is Esther Daniel and you're welcome back to the channel. So it hasn't even been a full month and Trump's so-called big beautiful bill is already messing up people's lives. A young woman just got a letter saying her dad has to leave his nursing home, all because Medicaid got caught. And she's not the only one. Families all over the country are hearing the same thing. Let's see how people are reacting to this and I will share my thoughts. But before we do that, please subscribe to the channel, like and share the video to help the channel out.
Okay, just found out this afternoon that the nursing home that my dad is in is ending their Medicaid contracts. And he has until September 15th to figure out what to do. And so I've just been down the rabbit hole to try to figure out why would a nursing home end their Medicaid contracts, because even though they lose money per resident, the majority of the beds are filled with Medicaid long-term patients. So why would you end those contracts? You have to be in financial distress, I would think. This isn't a nursing home that is anybody's first choice, okay? You're only going there if you couldn't get in anywhere else, or there wasn't any room anywhere else. That's kind of how we ended up there. Plus, it's only like one of two facilities in Memphis that has in-house dialysis. And at the time, my dad started dialysis in the hospital and was really sick. He could barely move. I mean, he's able to walk now, and he's, it's a miracle what he can do now. But so we thought that would be, the easiest thing for him at the time. So, I mean, just going down the rabbit hole, it seems like this facility is in financial distress, maybe going to close. I don't know. The company that owns this nursing home owns 5 throughout Tennessee and Kentucky. It has an above average staffing shortage, nursing staff turnover rate. So at 55%, it's a 1-star nursing home. So, I mean, why else would you end Medicaid contracts? Maybe it's as simple as getting less money. I don't think it's because they're trying to restructure and make more money from skilled beds, because I'm telling you, that's not anybody's first choice. It's no. So yeah, can anyone enlighten me? Is this happening anywhere else?
This is what our shit's healthcare has come to, where my patients need medicine and supplies and their insurance won't cover it, and here I am spending my own money because my patient needs it, and he doesn't have any money and he can't work, and the insurance won't even cover what he needs. And I'm sad and I'm sick and tired of it.
And so it begins. In certain states, nursing homes have already started reaching out to their residents who receive Medicaid, giving them 30 days to find another place basically to get their care provided to them. Why, you ask? Come on, sip a little tea with Auntie. Let's talk about it. The big beautiful bill. The big beautiful bill. These companies, these nursing homes are coming to the realization that they're losing money by having these residents in their facility. But secondly, y'all, I want y'all to think deeper into it. If these residents, I'd say probably 60% or 70% of the residents inside of nursing homes, a good bit of y'all are there because of Medicaid. If they getting rid of 60, 70% of Medicaid people, who takes care of most of those residents in the nursing home? Think about it. The nurses are there to give them their medicine, assist with wound care and all that other stuff. But the basics of their bathing and feeding them and changing their beds and all that stuff is typically the job of a CNA. If you ain't got no residents, what you need CNAs for? It all works hand in hand. CNA's gonna have to find other locations to work at. Residents gonna have to find locations that accept Medicaid, which is gonna be far and few for a whole lot of people, for the simple fact of they're gonna be losing more money than they're gaining by keeping people who receive Medicaid to pay for their health, their well-being, they're taken care of inside of these facilities. It's gonna get rough. And it's not just gonna start and end with nursing homes either. Think about those rural areas. The state of Louisiana is full of them that only have 2 hospitals in these rural areas. 1 out of 2 is going to close. What does that mean for you if you stay in an hour and a half before your only emergency facility for you to be able to get to? Can't run to an urgent care real quick because they're getting ready to close them down too. A lot of people in one place. It's not gonna be good, y'all. This is only the beginning, and I'm not on here trying to fearmonger nobody, y'all. These are facts. This is happening ahead of time. If you don't believe me, just go type in your search bar and look at this video of this young lady who's puzzled right now because she don't know where she's gonna put her father at. He's in a nursing home. He receives Medicaid that pays for his stay in that nursing home, and they gave her 30 days. He has to be out of that nursing home by September the 15th. He has to be gone out of the nursing home and find another location that'll accept him with his Medicaid. It's sad, y'all. It is sad. Thank y'all for sipping a little more tea. What ain't tea? Bye, y'all.
Congratulations, MAGA. Your vote for Trump is the reason why senior citizens will be kicked out of their nursing homes. Before you flood my comments section screaming fake news, I'm going to provide some verifiable facts. Google's free. You can go look at the bill. 60% of nursing home residents rely on Medicaid to cover their care. That is a fact. And Trump's new tax plan, it cuts the provider tax by 41%. This slashes how much support states receive from the government for nursing homes. That's a 41% funding cut. That is a fact. The American Healthcare Association says that 1 in 4 nursing homes could shut down and half of their staff will be eliminated. That's a fact. So where do these senior citizens go? Some might have family to take them in, but for others, this is the end of the road. There's no place for them to go. This is what your vote for Trump is doing. It's pushing vulnerable seniors out of care and onto the streets. And that is a fact. This isn't America first. This is our elderly last. If you voted for Trump, you made this happen. I hate to say it. This is on you.
Yep. Them nursing homes finna not take Medicaid, so y'all better get them rooms ready for Mima and Papa. Yeah, combine them kids' room. Get rid of the den, man cave, whatever y'all got, scoot it over, because Meemaw and Pawpaw is coming to the crib. I don't want to hear nothing. This is not what I voted for. Yes, this is absolutely what you voted for. Okay? No, I don't want to hear any of that. Meemaw and Pawpaw will be at the crib in 30 to 45 days. All right? Yeah. Yeah. That's where we are. And listen, before you get in my comments with that red, blue, left, right, I don't want to hear none of that, bro. You can put that Trump hat and that shirt on your Meemaw and Pawpaw, but they coming to the crib. You can best believe that. If your in-laws use Medicaid, a lot of these services are going to not accept Medicaid. So yeah, make room.
Okay, so this morning I get up and I'm seeing all of these people down my timeline talking about the fact that in the next 20 to 30 days, they have to come get their parents out of the nursing home because the nursing homes no longer accept the Medicaid and Medicare or whatever, right? It brought me back to in my early 20s when I was working at a nursing home. I was activity director. And I remember that majority of the people that lived at the nursing home were older white people. Majority from up north, but you get what I'm saying. Older white people. The thing that gets me is the fact that people voted for this to go away, right? You voted for it. I don't know if you voted for it thinking that there were going to be some exceptions, but you voted for this. And to see so many, and I'm sorry, but that's what I'm seeing, so many white people on here complain about the fact that they have jobs, they have families, they can't take care of their parents. Because I remember working in those nursing homes, a lot of those people were on, heavy medications that they had to take every so many hours. They were on breathing machines. They had to have 24-hour, 7-day a week, around the clock care. They had to be, bathed, fed, and turned. Get ready to quit your jobs, buttercups. Because when I was working in those nursing homes, the one particular race that I didn't see in there wiping butts
and feeding people were white people. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Majority of those people that worked in those nursing homes taking care of your mothers and fathers were black and brown people. The only white people that really worked in nursing homes were always the directors or something like that. They were the ones at the top of the food chain, right? So now that you got to come and get your parents out of these nursing homes, I'm petrified of what's going to happen to these people, because you got to turn them every so many hours. You got to feed them every so many hours. You know, they're on ventilators. They got to take medications at a certain time. It's going to happen to these people. But you voted for this. And now you got to be the CNAs, the home CNAs for your parents. And I don't know about the rest of y'all, but have you ever picked up your mom or your dad that what now weighs, 235 pounds of dead weight? Baby, that ain't nothing to play with. And if you can't afford for them to be in these nursing homes, you damn sure are not going to be able to afford somebody to come in your home and take care of your parents. And you guys don't be united like that. You hardly ever see black people in nursing homes. Rarely you do. Sometimes you do. But majority of a nursing home is filled with older white people. I'm scared of what's going to happen to these older people in here. Them being at home, no one's, coming to see if they're okay or if they're getting their medications. Now it's just you and them. And you're not going to be able to afford the medications that your mom and your dad is on. This is going to be a big ass problem. But y'all ain't think about that when y'all asses out there voting, did you? Because you thought it was going to be everybody else, and now it's your ass.
Did you guys see that woman talking about her father getting kicked out of the nursing home? Well, apparently the nursing homes are kicking out their Medicare patients. And she was like, why would they do that? And everyone in the comments was like, honey, this is what you voted for. This is Medicare cuts. This is the big, beautiful bill. And she was like, no, that's not it. Yes, it is. I work in skilled nursing. 90% of the residents that are in there, they are Medicare patients. These buildings stay open because of Medicare. They will close down. They will not care for your aging parents and grandparents for free. They will send them home to you. You will have to quit your job and stay home and take care of them. That means you're going to have to be the care.
You know what's going to be the ultimate result of you being an ableist piece of going on the internet and saying, I'm okay with these Medicaid cuts because I'm an able-bodied person and we just need to quit expecting the government to give us handouts. Listening to the Trump administration saying that this is just about waste, fraud, and abuse and refusing to read the goddamn bill. The result of that is going to be that you one day are going to be sitting there with your thumb up your ass when your mama in the nursing home loses her Medicaid coverage and can't afford to stay in the home anymore. You're going to be sitting around going, what's happening? When they take away your kids' SNAP benefits and you have to send them to school hungry. We are all one traumatic injury away from losing our jobs, losing our health care, and being unable to afford groceries. Your child is one traumatic brain injury away from needing special services at school that require Medicaid coverage for the rest of their school life. And y'all are frothing at the mouth so much to watch people drop dead because they can't afford to take care of themselves or feed themselves that you're willing to overlook all the other shit in this bill. Your dear, darling, genius child you've wanted to be a doctor their entire life won't be able to afford medical school anymore because the government doesn't think that they have to help with those. In fact, your child, who probably is going to need Pell Grants and assistance of some kind, won't be able to afford college at all, much less medical school. Y'all, I had to record this in my car because I was so goddamn mad. I didn't want to disturb the neighbors. So frustrated right now because everyone is just wanting to see other people suffer. Where is y'all's humanity? Where's the humanity? We've lost it all. We're just willing to let people starve.
My dad lives in a nursing home, and by now I'm sure you've seen the video circulating about the woman who's really concerned because her dad is getting kicked out of his nursing home due to Medicare. And this is just the anticipatory changes that the big, beautiful bill is putting into place. What people don't understand is a lot of nursing homes are actually owned by these big corporations, right? So the big corporations, your local branch isn't that, but like they are owned like by private equity, things like that. Like I know the one that my dad lives in is like that. And so the rules kind of come from on top. So it sounds like some of these nursing homes are figuring, well, we're not going to get reimbursed from Medicare in the future. So we're going to just start evicting people who, pay that way because we don't want to suffer the losses. And instead we'll try to fill those spots with people who pay out of pocket. Now, in my case, like my dad, we actually pay out of pocket, or I should say he pays out of pocket for his nursing home care. But what is it going to do when I guarantee you like 70-80% of the people who are at my dad's facility are in some type of Medicare reimbursement, especially if they're in like very long-term care situations. Like that is super common. I don't think people understand that. And so what's going to happen when these facilities can't fill the apartments because there's not enough people who can afford. I mean, to give you an idea, it's over $4,000 a month, guys. $4,000. I mean, think about like that. That's like almost triple my mortgage. Okay. It's crazy. And in my case, like, what would happen if I was in this situation? Because I'm thinking about that. Like, what's going to happen if, like, my dad's facility, for example, shuts? Because there's not going to be beds anywhere for these people to go. So the burden is going to be on the families. And, like, in my case, I don't have anywhere to put this man. And I don't live in a handicap accessible home. And there is no housing in my area. So I can't just, like, pick up and move. And I have a mortgage from 2011. Like, I can't just move. Like, that's not really an option. So, like, I don't know what I would be doing if I was in that same situation, and I am really worried. And if you're thinking, well, I'm so lucky, I don't have anyone in nursing care, I'm not going to be impacted. Let me just tell you that this is just the one little arm of the ripple effect that this is all going to have, right? What's going to happen when hospitals aren't getting reimbursed for things? What's going to happen when your doctors are not getting reimbursed? They're going to go private practice. I'm telling you, this whole healthcare system is like on a house of cards. Like, it's all going to come crumbling down, and it's going to come crumbling down fast, unfortunately. So if you are worried about this, if you have loved ones that are going to be impacted, or you know you're going to be directly impacted by this, please know you're not in this alone. Please give me a follow, give me a comment, because I want to engage with people that are going through this same thing, because it is not easy and we need to come up with strategies together. And sometimes it's nice to just have somebody to vent to. So anyway, I'm here for you guys.
So, trending on social media right now, there is a woman asking why her father is being kicked out of his nursing home by September, and he's on Medicaid. So, let's talk about why this is happening. Across the country, nursing homes are cutting ties with Medicaid residents, not because they want to, but because they can't afford to keep them. Medicaid pays some of the lowest reimbursement rates in the entire healthcare system. And in many states, those rates haven't kept up with inflation, staffing costs, or increased medical complexity. So nursing homes are losing money on every Medicaid patient that they currently care for. This crisis didn't start overnight. Under the Trump administration, federal policy pushed for Medicaid cuts, block grants, and privatization, what he likes to call the Big Beautiful Bill. That agenda sought to limit federal Medicaid funding and shift the financial burden to states. So now in 2025, we are living with the consequences. The COVID era protections that paused redeterminations are long gone. Medicaid unwinding has dropped over 20 million people. And with fewer residents covered and payments still too low, nursing homes are making hard financial choices. So some are shutting down entire wings. Others are refusing new Medicaid admissions. And yes, some are discharging long-term residents. So if you're asking why your father is being kicked out, the answer is because the system is being defunded on purpose. When you vote for politicians who promise to shrink entitlements, this is the real world result. Elderly people getting eviction notices. This isn't just bureaucracy, it's policy. And it's hurting families like yours right now.
I seen some posts about them saying that people gonna basically be getting kicked out the nursing homes because they rejecting Medicaid and Medicare and stuff. And a lot of older people are gonna pass away. Some of them gonna pass away in the streets and never gonna make it to a family member's house or to some type of care or housing. I worked in a nursing home, and when people came there for rehab or something like that, if they didn't have nowhere to go after that, they literally would roll them outside to the end of the street with their damn bags. And if they had something wrong with them that was medical that they probably could need help with, the nursing home sometimes would call the ambulance for them. And if the ambulance didn't take them, they was shit out of luck. Then there's people that went home with folks that you could tell they did not want them to go home with. They was being rough, getting them in the car, throwing their bags in the back. You could tell that they was going to roughhouse them or lead them in a room to basically urinate and poop on themselves all damn day. People talking about make room for Mima and Pawpaw. They gonna have their asses living in the living room again. They gonna set up a cot bed right there in the living room again and have her there sitting there with all the kids all day, all night until that lady pass away. That's what it's gonna be. Elderly abuse is gonna skyrocket. Y'all think that they was being neglected and abused in them nursing homes because they were short staffed, which they were. But it's going to get worse in them family houses. People think, oh, nobody will love you like family. No, some of these families going to get revenge on these folks. It's parents and grandparents out here that did nothing but beat, berate, and drink and get high and do nothing but terrible things to their kids and grandkids. And you think if they forced to take them home, they're going to do right by them. Y'all will be mistaken. Y'all going to see a bunch of terrible shit in the news. A bunch of terrible shit. Just like how during COVID, child abuse and domestic violence went up, elderly abuse been a skyrocket.
So here is the deal. Many nursing homes don't take patients on Medicaid anymore. And with Trump's new cuts, they don't have to. That means patients who have been there for years, mostly elderly white Americans, are being told, pack your bags, you are going home. And the weird part, these are the same folks who thought voting for Trump was gonna save America. Here is the thing, a lot of people vote based on feelings, not facts. And let's be real, this is another movement in America history where the people doing the most work, keeping things running, are the same black and brown folks that society still tries to step on. So for all those who thought Trump's big beautiful bill was gonna be a win, congratulations, you just voted to evict your own loved ones. Anyway guys, these are just my opinion and I would like to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share the video to help the channel out. See you in the next one. Bye.